You are looking at $7. A copper wire and a wooden stick. That is it. Now consider this. In 2024, the global fertilizer industry generated $207 billion. Every single year, American households spend anywhere from $200 to $600 just to feed the soil in their own backyard. But back in 1925, a French inventor named Justin Christoflo pushed a spiral copper antenna into the ground and documented something that should have changed agriculture forever. His crops grew stronger. His yields climbed higher. Zero fertilizer. Zero chemicals. Nothing powering it except the natural electricity already present in the atmosphere above his farm. That technique is over 275 years old, and it disappeared from every mainstream agriculture textbook. In the next 8 minutes, I am going to show you exactly why that happened and how you can rebuild it today for $7. If you have ever grown anything in your backyard, drop the word copper in the comments right now. I want to see how many of you are actually going to try this by the weekend. Here is something they never taught you in school. After World War II ended in 1945, the factories that spent years manufacturing nitrogen-based explosives suddenly had a problem. The war was over. The bombs were no longer needed, but the production lines were still running. So the chemical industry did what any industry does when it needs a new market. It pivoted. Those same nitrogen compounds that powered wartime explosives became the foundation of modern synthetic fertilizers. Farmers were told this was progress. Scientists were funded to prove it worked. And within 2 decades, an entire agricultural system rebuilt itself around a product that needed to be purchased every single season, every single year, with no end in sight. That system is now worth $207 billion annually. Electroculture does not fit into that system. It requires no subscription, no repeat purchase, no brand loyalty. You buy $7 of copper wire once and you are done. That is not a business model anyone can monetize. And that is exactly why you have never heard of it. This is not a trend that started on social media. This goes back further than most people realize. In 1749, a French priest named Abbé Nollet became the first person to formally document that plants exposed to atmospheric electrical charge grew measurably faster than those that were not. He did not have a theory for why. He simply recorded what he observed. In 1904, Finnish scientist Carl Lemstrom published field research showing that running a low-voltage wire system above crop rows produced a 22% increase in oat and barley yields compared to untreated control plots. Then, in 1925, French inventor Justin Christoflo designed the first true atmospheric antenna system specifically built for farm use. His copper spiral structures captured what he described as ambient atmospheric energy and directed it downward into the root zone. His clover fields responded in ways that impressed even the skeptics of his era. Now here is where Nikola Tesla enters the picture. Tesla understood something fundamental about the relationship between the Earth and the atmosphere above it. The planet maintains a continuous electrical voltage difference between the ground surface and the ionosphere. That gap generates what physicists call the global atmospheric electric circuit. Tesla believed that a properly designed conductor placed vertically in that field could harvest usable energy without any external power source. He filed patents on devices designed to capture telluric currents, the natural electrical flows moving through the ground beneath your feet, for agricultural applications. The science did not stop there. In the 1920s, researcher V. H. Blackman ran controlled field experiments using 60 volts DC at 1 milliamp across suspended copper wire systems. His documented results showed yield increases of approximately 50% in certain crop varieties. In 2023, the Chinese Academy of Sciences confirmed that seeds exposed to electrical stimulation germinated faster and produced stronger plants than untreated controls. More recently, researchers testing an all-weather energy harvesting system powered entirely by wind and rain reported a 26% increase in germination rates and an 18% increase in overall crop yield compared to standard growing methods. The electrical biology of plants is real and documented. Your plant's cell membranes carry their own electrical potential. When that potential is stimulated by an external field, nutrient absorption accelerates, root development deepens, and photosynthesis efficiency improves. This is not folklore. This is plant physiology. Here is exactly what you need and exactly what to do. Materials. One wooden dowel, approximately 24 inches long. You can find this at any Home Depot or Walmart for $1 to $2. One roll of 1/8 gauge copper wire, available on Amazon or at any hardware store for $5 to $7. That is your entire supply list. No batteries, no electrical outlets, no ongoing costs. 3 antenna designs you can build this weekend. Design 1. The Christoflo spiral. This is the original 1925 design and the most widely used by home gardeners today. Starting at the bottom of your wooden dowel, wrap the copper wire clockwise in a tight upward spiral. Create 7 to 9 full rotations as you work your way toward the top. Leave 6 to 8 inches of wire extending straight up from the final coil. Push the dowel into the center of your garden bed so that the antenna stands at least 12 inches above the soil surface. Design 2. The T-bar antenna. Cut 2 lengths of copper wire. Attach one horizontally across the top of your dowel in a T shape and run the second length straight down the center. This configuration increases the surface area capturing atmospheric charge and works well for wider raised beds. Design 3. The double helix. Take 2 separate copper wires and wrap them around the dowel in opposite directions simultaneously, one clockwise and one counterclockwise. This design creates a weak opposing magnetic field around the dowel that some researchers believe enhances soil ion activity near the root zone. Placement guidelines. Position your antenna at the center of your planting bed. Orient the top of the antenna along a north to south axis to align with the Earth's natural magnetic field lines. For best results, place 1 antenna per 4 by 4 foot garden section. Inspect and replace the copper wire every 6 to 12 months. Oxidized copper loses conductivity, and the green patina you see forming on the surface is a sign it is time for a refresh. Total build time is under 15 minutes. Before you go, I want to leave you with something worth keeping. Lesson 1. Plants are not passive. Your tomato plant is not just sitting there soaking up water and sunlight. It is a biological system that actively responds to electrical fields, magnetic gradients, light spectrum changes, and even sound frequencies. The membrane of every plant cell carries its own measurable electrical charge. When the conditions around that membrane shift, the plant responds at a chemical level. Nutrient uptake accelerates. Hormone production changes. Root growth redirects toward favorable signals. Understanding that changes how you think about everything you put in your garden. Lesson 2. Old knowledge is not the same as wrong knowledge. The Persian windcatcher towers that cooled buildings without electricity 2,000 years ago were not primitive. They were sophisticated. The electroculture antenna systems documented in 1925 were not superstition. They were early applied science that got buried under a more profitable alternative. Not everything that disappeared from the mainstream disappeared because it failed. Lesson 3. Ask better questions. The right question is not simply whether electroculture works. The right question is under what conditions, for which crops, in which soil types, and with which specific configurations does it produce measurable results. That is, the question researchers are finally starting to answer seriously again in 2024 and 2025. That is also the question you can start answering yourself in your own backyard this weekend. The close? They did not abandon electroculture because it stopped working. They abandoned it because in 1945, something more profitable came along. A $207 billion industry was built on the idea that healthy plants require products you buy on a schedule from companies you will never meet. A $7 copper coil does not generate revenue for anyone. That is precisely why it got buried. And that is precisely why it is worth digging back up. If this gave you something new to think about, subscribe to the channel. Every week we go back into the history that was shelved, run it through modern science, and hand it to you in plain English. Drop your results in the comments when you build one. I read every single one.